What's happening, Canes fam? It's your boy CB, and we are here to celebrate one of the newest Miami Hurricanes commit, the newest Miami Hurricanes commit, four-star cornerback from Armwood High School, Jaelen Waters, arguably the best cornerback in the state, in my opinion. He is the best cornerback in the state. A huge get for the Canes in the 2026 class. But before we get into his film, if you are new here, I like to do these every time we get a commit. Sometimes I do them retroactively if I'm at work and we have to get back to some commits. But make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We try not to stay here too long. We get silly towards the end, but we're going to get into his highlights, talk about how it benefits the 2026 draft class, and we'll probably get into some chaos in the comments as well, as we always do. But I like to start these off simple, man. How's everybody's weekend going? Hey, my boy Evan in the building. What's happening, bro? Also, for the first time, we're actually streaming live on Twitter as well. So if you're on Twitter, make sure you hit that like button, hit that share button, that retweet button. Tell a friend and tell a friend, man. We celebrating the newest Miami Hurricane, good old seatbelt. Shout out to Raw 7 on 7. Shout out to Armwood, fantastic staff over there, great team. That defense last year was just insane, man. Big shout out to Armwood. Chargers Elite 7 on 7, one of my favorite teams. Actually, my little cousin plays for them, but not just my little cousin. Some of the best athletes in the Houston area play for this 7 on 7 team. So if you follow us 7 on 7, go follow Chargers Elite, man. Some of the best young talented players from my area play on that football team. They actually were just at DR7, I believe it was last week or the week before last week, and won. Took home the trophy, man. Big shout out to Chargers Elite. Hey, what's happening, Eric? Not new to the channel, my guy Eric. Eric was here like 20 minutes before the stream started because he's always punctual. He's always on time. Hey, what's happening? Go Canes, go Canes. You know it, man. Super excited about this one, man. Actually had Jalen on the channel. When was it? It was after his sophomore season, I believe. Just a bright young man. I mean, if you haven't watched that, go check that out. It is on the channel. I had him on right after his sophomore season. So the funny thing about, I'd say funny, but the interesting thing about Jalen Waters is quarterbacks tend to not really test him. He really does shut down his side of the field. So I think in the past 2 years, he's given up 10 catches in the past 2 years. And the stat might even be wrong. Like it might even be like eight, but I think it's 10. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, two of those went to Dallas Wilson this year and two last year. So, I mean, we're talking about one of the most elite receivers in last year's class, a five-star receiver that's currently at Florida, early enrolled. So I had Jalen on 10 months ago. We talked about his sophomore season, obviously him playing for Raw 7 on 7, recruiting. He's had a very interesting recruiting journey, so I always like to go through those too. Shout out to 24/7. They always have a player's recruiting timeline, so that's what I'm reading from right now when we go through Jalen's recruiting process. So let's see. It's got 43 entries here. Obviously, massively coveted recruit, one of the best recruits in the country, not just the state of Florida. I mean, we're talking about offers from everybody: Georgia, Maryland, A&M. I mean, the list goes on and on. I will go down some of his other offers for those of y'all that are curious, but let's not go too far back in his timeline. So he actually was committed to FSU first. Let's start around that area. So he was actually offered by Miami. It looks like Miami officially offered him according to 24/7. They actually don't have it on his timeline yet. So he officially committed, or unofficially committed, or verbally committed to Florida State April 23rd, 2024. And then he followed up that decommitting May 30th and 2024, and ended up committing to Florida June 15th. And then went to Florida for Junior Day, June 27th. September 7th looks like his first unofficial for Miami. Offered by Georgia after that, North Carolina, University of Houston, Georgia Tech, Vanderbilt. He attended Miami Junior Day February 1st, 2025. Decommitted from Florida February 15th. and then obviously committed to Miami March 7th. So he actually had the entire big three, and like I said, one of the most coveted cornerbacks in the class, if not in the entire country. When we're talking about offers from some of the biggest schools that you want offers from, especially when you're a player on the defensive side of the football. And then when you're a player coming out of Florida, obviously you want that Florida Infinity Gauntlet. But just for poops and giggles, for everyone out there that's curious, some of his offers: Miami, Auburn, Florida, Alabama, Colorado, Florida State, Georgia, Georgia Tech, Indiana, Louisville, LSU, Maryland, Michigan, Michigan State, Missouri, Nebraska, North Carolina, Notre Dame, Ole Miss, Oregon, Penn State, South Carolina, Syracuse, Tennessee, Texas, Texas A&M. So you get the point. He, he was a very highly coveted recruit who has a very impressive offer sheet. Hey, my guy Alan, another one of my friends that covers recruiting and covers high school football. He does a fantastic job at it as well. Y'all go make sure y'all follow my boy on Twitter. Another one of those guys like me that recovers that covers recruiting and is really in it to help spotlight young men and help spotlight young guys and give them a platform so that they can showcase themselves and promote themselves. So huge shout out to Aaron, man. Offered by everybody, Evan. That my man was offered by legit everybody. And that's what you want to see, obviously. So I usually try to give my breakdown that I give these guys on Twitter or when I do evals for them. I'm gonna be honest. You can really summarize Jalen by just saying shut down corner. He is, and I know that's a term and a phrase that is probably a bit overused now. But when we're talking about Jalen, we are talking about a legit shutdown corner. So my eval for him started with shutdown corner, elite ball skills, smooth in his back pedals, smooth speed turns, really sound technical, high football IQ, comfortable on an island, shuts down his side of the field, beast and press man, smooth hips, good route recognition, great instincts, physical and run support, good open field tackler. I have a list like sometimes, y'all. I can't help it. Great recovery speed, physical at the line with receivers, and a playmaker on special teams. He is the prototypical shutdown corner. He's long, he's physical, he's quick, he's smooth. Plays for one of the top schools in Florida in the country, and he plays for one of the top 7-on-7 teams. And he is the kind of football player you want in your locker room. I'm telling you guys, go watch that interview from last year. He is legit a leader on and off the field. One of those guys that like takes pride in helping the guys next to him and wanting to put on for the team. If you start asking him about individual stuff, he'll go team first. Jalen is a team player and he is an asset to the locker room in the Canes. But on the field, he also is just a dog. This is someone that you're definitely expecting to make an impact early and often when he gets down to Coral Gables. Hey, my guy Blaze Jones, 3-star Edge. What's happening, bro? Just interviewed Blaze Jones last week. That interview dropped this week. It is on the channel. A very, very fun interview with one of the most explosive pass rushers you are going to see. Shout out to my guy Blaze. Hey, he is Mr. Find Another Route. So as we get into his highlights, we're going to watch two different sets of his highlights. One of them's from this year, one's from last year. And of course, we're gonna have to watch some highlights from last year because I do mean it when I say coaches do not throw the ball. Like I was talking to his pops the other day. He's gonna play some offense this year, like a lot of offense this year, because they just want to get him involved. Obviously, it'll be a chance to showcase his athleticism, but the dude literally shuts down his side of the ball. Like y'all remember old school Namni Asamoah or Darrell Revis, where balls was just not going that way. That's Jalen Waters, man. Hey, my God, 50 in the building. What's happening? I'm not the GOAT. Y'all are the GOATs. Again, man, if you're on Twitter this is my first time live streaming on Twitter. I usually do these on YouTube, but if you're on Twitter, make sure you hit that like button, hit that share button. Follow me if you're not following me. Let's get into these highlights, man. That's what y'all are here for. Yeah, y'all are here to see Jalen put somebody in a seatbelt. So these are his junior highlights. Obviously, number 7 off there. Like I said, long, lanky, physical. I'm drinking coffee. For those that are wondering what's in the cup, I'm tired. It was a long work week. All right, so let's check our guy out. We an off man now. Smooth. What I love about him too is he's physical, man. Get your hands on him at the top of the route. Ball skills. Locate the football. What was this quarterback thinking? But locate the football, go get it. Hey, they don't throw his way much, so when they do, I can see I can see why he was like, nah, I gotta come home with that one. That's mine. I don't get many of these. And he's versatile too. That's another thing I love about him. You can play him at nickel, you can play him at safety. But that Armwood defense is crazy though. Absolutely crazy. Whew. Instincts and the ball skills here. Fantastic. Go up and get it, dog. So now you see you're gonna start to see why they don't why they don't throw his way. It's not so upright. Evan, you are so right. He literally ran his route for him on that play. Like he quite literally ran his route. I'm excited to see him at receiver this year, honestly, because he's got smooth hips, he's got quick feet, he's got good ball skills. I'm excited to see what he can do at receiver. Hey, my boy, 305 Sports now in the building. Y'all go follow Will and check out his Twitter, man. One of and his YouTube, one of the best YouTubes out there. If you're especially if you're a fan in Florida, he doesn't just cover Miami. He also covers the Dolphins. He covers everything Florida sports and does a fantastic job at it. So go give him a subscribe. So we're gonna watch my guy get another interception here. The range, the closing speed, the instincts, the ball skills, it's all there. It is elite. He is an absolute blanket. Will is right. You'll start to see why people ain't throwing the ball his way. So at the top of the screen here, that's the other corner I want, but we're gonna focus on Jalen right now. Off man here. Look at the feet. He's quick. He's smooth. Everything just looks smooth. Even out of his break, like when he accelerates, it just looks smooth. Bruh, I'm not throwing his way either. I ain't gonna lie to you. If I was an OC, I'd be like, hey, why'd you go that way? Like, what are we doing here? And I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't know if there is a good option because on the other side you got Chico, you got linebackers that run like receivers. I don't really know where you throw the ball against Armwood. The spoiler alert is that you don't. Now we're gonna see him impress here. So that's where this highlight ended because his day was done on that side. Just absolutely locked down right off the line. He really is just sound technically. Hey, what's happening, Corey? 325 in here right now. If you're new, smash that like button, man. Subscribe to the channel. Like I said, we do one of these every time we get a commit. We're going to do one for the offensive lineman this week, too. Blanket. Absolute blanket. He runs routes for receivers. Just an absolute blanket. Also, why are you going over there? Go anywhere else. You never see anyone get any separation on him, but I promise you, he's got the recovery speed, though. You see him in off, man. Look how quick the feet are. Unfazed by head movements. Unfazed by that little jab the receiver gave him. Close down on him. Turns his head around, flips his head, locates the football, makes a play. He is teach tape. Like Jaelen Waters is legit teach tape. My dog is literally snoring. Hey Chloe, you want to not snore during a live stream? That'd be great. She's passed out over here. My wife's out of town right now, so I'm unsupervised. The dogs are bored without two people to keep them entertained. Just fantastic. The feet are quick, the hips pop smoothly. Uh, I'm telling y'all, if you're a young corner, he's one of those DBs that in a couple years you're going to hear kids say like, oh, I was watching Jalen Waters and watching his feet and watching his hips and watching how he gets his head around, how he locates the football, how he uses the sideline as his ally, how he uses his length to his advantage. You're going to hear kids say that they were watching Jalen, especially like during 7-on-7 and on the circuit. Mark my words. You're gonna start hearing young DB say, "Oh, I used to watch 2026 DB Jalen Waters," because when it comes to being technically sound, he is him. He is the Tim Duncan of corners. Everything he does looks smooth, it looks crisp, it looks effortless, and he's always in the right position. And then athletically, that's the other thing is he's not just a guy that's technically sound because he lacks athleticism. He is an elite athlete as well. He can also close with the best of them. He also has fantastic hands. He is an elite athlete. He just so happens to be a hard worker as well. And when you mix being an elite athlete, having God given talent with having that competitive drive, like you are a one star, that he works like he's a one star. So when you mix that elite work ethic with elite talent, you get 10 catches in 2 years. Now watch him close. That's another thing I love about him. So when you see a guy that you would call a cover corner, you would assume he don't get his nose dirty. Watch him close. Pow, open field tackle. Let's go. That's another thing I love about Jalen Waters is he's physical. He loves getting his nose dirty in the run game. He's not just a finesse corner. And press, he's just unstoppable. He's physical. You got seven in your grill. You know they're not coming your way, bro. They're just not. And that was a nice foot fire off the line by the receiver. Like, this was a decent effort. Jalen's unfazed. Absolute blanket. Stuck to him like white on rice. That's what my dad used to say. My dad used to like to say white on rice. I was also a bit of a fan of the white on rice. My dad used to say that. He also used to say stink on shit too. My dad's a character. One of these days, I'm gonna get him on the channel. He tried to interrupt. I think I was interviewing Gavin Nix, and my dad's a Notre Dame fan, so my dad pulled up and started singing the fight song in the background. I was like, dog. At the time, I was monetized. I'm not now. At the time, I was monetized. I was like, bro, you're gonna get me demonetized. Also, you're gonna get me canceled by Kings fans. Please stop. So we at the top of the screen here, and press man again. A decent foot fire by the receiver to try to create some separation off the line. I mean, it's not like he's going against bums. Like this receiver this is quick feet, trying to create some separation, trying to get Jalen off his spot. We used to call it off his train tracks back in the day. That's what my DB coach used to say. He used to say get him off his train tracks. But it's kind of impossible when it comes to Jalen. It's just impossible. He's just a blanket. You don't even see him. He literally it looked like he wearing a number 7 blanket on this whole play. You don't see the receiver. No separation, nowhere to put that football. Use the sideline as his ally. Squeeze him, squeeze him, squeeze him. Don't throw this way. Like coffee hit different when you tell. Nice route by the receiver. See, that's what I'm talking about. Another decent route by the receiver, but there's just no separation here. There's just absolutely nowhere to throw this football. Oh, Cam was about to destroy him. Well, wasn't he? It's a good ball by this quarterback too. I mean, I know this has nothing to do with this, but that was a good ball by that quarterback. But we're watching 7 here again. It's a nice job by that receiver. Good foot fire coming off the line, sticks his foot in the ground, tries to create some separation, but it does not happen. Like it's just he's just Velcro on you. I'm saying it's teach tape. He literally is someone that you would tell somebody else to study. You would tell somebody else, hey, if you want to learn how to be sound technically, watch Jalen Waters. That's a great point. This is a great point, Evan. He's the kind of DB that gets you coverage sacks. He's the kind of DB that'll get his defensive lineman an extra second or an extra half second to get to the quarterback. Yeah, we just blanket him. I mean, again, I'm on your hip. I'm on your hip. It must be brutal running routes against him, bro. Because you doing your best, you trying your best moves that usually work, and he's just unfazed. All that head movement, all that foot movement, he's just unfazed. He just kept hands on him the whole route. He just kept hands on him the entire route. And that was against Summer. That's against a very good football team. Bigger receiver here. Love it. Watch him get physical. Stay in his hip pocket too. Quarterback wanted to go that way. Ain't nothing there, baby. And now Theo on you. See, they got a 2027 monster here as a pass rusher too. That's Theo. This whole defense is crazy. But this is what Evan was talking about earlier. Because I'm ruining this timing here. Not just that, but I mean, I'm in his hip pocket. This man is as locked up gets. Now you're giving the pass rush an extra second to get there. You're giving him a second move to try. You're giving him the ability to shed that block and get in on that quarterback. That is fantastic, man. This kid is incredible. At the top of the screen there is nothing there, bro. There is just absolutely nothing there. So we're gonna get into his other set of highlights too. I wanted to watch both of them because like I said, he didn't get thrown many balls this year because he is one of those DBs that offenses are scheming around now. He's one of those guys that quite literally teams are just saying we're just not going to go that way. We're just not going to go that way with the football. So what you saw was the limited action he does get. So we're going to get into this highlight as well, so that those of you that haven't seen much of Jalen Waters can see a little bit more, because that's what we're all here for, right? We're all here to see Jalen and celebrate Jalen. Coach Zach Etheridge doing a great job bringing in an absolute beast. Come on now. So I believe this is his junior footage, and you can tell because he's wearing 11. I'm a numbers guy. You can also tell by who's on the defense, but yeah. So this is his junior tape here. So we're gonna see him in man here. Watch the feet, watch the instincts. Let me get up off you. Eyes on the quarterback the entire time. Check him out. Boom, and we gone with it. So you're gonna see in his junior film why no one throws the ball his way. This tape is why. Again, nowhere to put that football. There is nowhere to put that football. He is locked down. There's absolutely nowhere to go. Another thing I love about him too is on an island too. Get your hands on him and get physical. Low key, the only reason this receiver got separation is because Jalen pushed him back. That's hilarious. It's a great job by that receiver locating that football though. But watch him close too and make the tackle. Fantastic job there. His arms are crazy long too. That boy arms almost at his ankles when he in the stands. Look, literally ran this route for this receiver. Watch the breaks. His break was low key better. He was low key better coming out the break, smoother, tighter coming out of the break. He is, but that is blanket coverage. They need to take this clip and put it in the Webster dictionary under blanket coverage. When they ask you, hey, what does blanket coverage really look like? This is what it looks like again. A nice foot fire by this receiver. Watch him remain unfazed, chops his feet, but he's not biting on any of it. I'm in his hip pocket. I break with him, smooth out of it, creating. Receiver has zero separation. There's nowhere to put this football. If he does throw that football on time, that's going the other way. That's six the other way. He is absolutely strapped. Holy cow. All right, so we gonna try to throw a little double move at him. Does not bite. Again, nowhere to put this football. Where do you put the football? So the quarterback is trying to put it on his back shoulder here, trying to give him a chance, but there is absolutely nowhere to put this football because then he's going to close that space, squeeze down, use the sideline as his ally. So now that window to throw the football is just completely tiny. You don't want to make a mistake because you throw it inside. He taking that thing back to the crib. There is nowhere to put this ball. Like I said, this tape is the tape, which is the reason why no one threw the ball at him his junior year. I'm sorry, this is his sophomore tape. I said junior tape earlier. This is his sophomore season. So this is the reason no one threw the ball at him his junior season. It's because he was doing this to people's number ones his sophomore season. And there's just nowhere to squeeze that football. You're asking the receiver to make a ridiculous ballet catch. It's just not happening. This is why no one throws the ball this way. So we're gonna run a little pick here. That should have been called. But watch the hustle. Watch the hustle. Hawk that down. I told y'all he got recovery speed. Not just hawked it down, but then made a play. Come on, man. Every coach in America loves this highlight. Ooh, how can you not love that? That was fantastic. That's effort, man. That's want to. That's effort. That is effort and want to. I could picture you interviewing Justin Williams. Hey, DM me his Twitter. I will definitely check him out, man. Do me a favor, please. DM me his Twitter, and I will make sure I reach out to him. If you guys ever have suggestions, if you're ever like, yo, uh, can you interview this kid? He goes to my school, or he's my son, or I think he's really good. Feel free to DM him to me. That goes for players too. If y'all are ever like, hey man, I want to be on the show. I try not to interview too many at once because I only release one or two a week, but I do bulk interview them. I do bulk shoot them. So sometimes I'll do like three in a weekend. So that's why sometimes you'll hear us talk about something or a camp that's not as new because I'll try to do two or three in a weekend because players are just busy. So if I try to wait and only interview one a week, first of all, I wouldn't get to all the players that I want to interview. And they got camps, they got 7-on-7, they got lives, they got school, they got all that. So I try to bulk shoot them, do two or three a weekend. This way I have a bunch of them in the hole, and it allows me to get to all the players that I would like to interview because there's a ton of players that I like interviewing. So, and I want to interview, and I end up not getting to all of them. It happens every year. Like there's some kids in college right now that I was like, man, I ran out of time. So I'm gonna try to have Jalen back on the channel. Obviously, he's busy. He's in the middle of 7-on-7. They're preparing for OT7. Um, I will be at OT7 with a different 7-on-7 team. We will be enemies that day or that weekend, but Um, I'm gonna try to get him on the channel as soon as he has some time, so we can chop it up, talk about his commitment, talk about his junior season, and going into his senior season. Again, blanket coverage. So we're gonna see him in press man here, watch him get his hands on the receiver. Let's disrupt that release. Let's disrupt that route and that timing. And now I'm just in your hip pocket. I'm running step for step with you. We no longer see the receiver. How many times have we seen this on go balls on this film today, where we no longer even see the receiver? All right, we up in his grill again. There's nowhere to put that football. That's miscommunication there. It looks like the quarterback thought he was going to run a go ball, but he got pressed out of that. He got pressed out of doing that. So ain't off me here. Look how smooth he is. Goes from his back pedal, opens up his hips so smoothly. Pick. Ooh, almost had that one. I don't know why you threw that. I don't know why you threw that. Now we on special teams here. Complete player, man. Playing special teams as well. I love it when star players play special teams. I love it. I always played special teams. I always wanted to play special teams. I just didn't want to come off the field. And then my senior year, we lost a lot, and I was like, man, I feel like I'm doing a lot of losing because I'm on, I'm on offense, defense, and special teams. I'm doing a lot of losing. It was actually a decent release by this receiver. That's not crazy separation, but that's probably some of the best separation I've seen against him. If I'll be honest, I wouldn't have thrown this because he's probably baiting you so he can jump that slant. Another decent job, but we're still in his hip pocket. We're still right there waiting for that ball to be released. He's gonna be the first one to it. Watch him come off in pursuit, make the tackle. Very physical, crazy closing speed. And he'll hit you now. They did it. There's nowhere to just nowhere to throw the ball. Jeremiah, I have no. Oh, Somebody just committed somewhere bad. I have no idea who it is. Sometimes I'll be looking because it could be somebody I know. I never ask players when they're committing, so it'd be catching me by surprise. It would be nice if they gave me a heads up, but they don't. So it catches me by surprise. All right, so this receiver tried a little bit of foot fire, a really nice hesitation move. This is a fantastic release by this receiver. This is getting 79. That's a very weird number. It's getting 80% of corners to bite. This is actually a really smooth, fantastic release by him. But Jaelen just bites on none of it. The hesitation move doesn't get him. The little tween don't get him. And I'm still on his hip. There's nowhere to throw this football, dog. Oh, that's fantastic. Now, obviously, this is still a run play, but these two don't know that. That's fantastic, man. Just nowhere to go. There's never any separation on him. Ain't no space to close because there ain't no space. Yeah, I wouldn't. I just would not throw his. I bet he was killing himself on that one. I wouldn't. This tape is just proof. This is like, hey y'all, this is why his junior year teams were like, we'll do a lot of things, but throwing his way is not one of them. We down here in Preston got another. That's a nice hesitation release. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. He's like, sir, I will give you nothing. You basically got to take yo huddle. That's not happening either. Well, when you do your huddle, when you go to your guy for highlights, you and you're a receiver, you kind of just got to tell them, hey, don't even watch the Armwood game. Like, there's no highlights from that. You will get nothing from your huddle here today. Try a little inside jab move there. He don't buy. I'm gonna get my hands on you. Disrupt that timing. Compete, compete, compete. He's elite, man. I don't know what else to say other than the fact that he's just elite. Physical at the top of the route. There's nowhere to go with that ball. Now he's inside playing a little bit of nickel on a smaller, speedy guy. Tries a little move at the top of the route. He don't bite. There's just never anywhere to go. That receiver's got some nice moves. Watch him come off and make a play. Fantastic. He's got some good moves. We see him inside the slot again. Get some hands on you at the top of the route. No, you did not throw that ball. It ain't nowhere to go. Ain't nowhere to go. Oh, really decent release. He just bullied him. He just bullied him. Get on the ground. This receiver actually he's throwing some really interesting things at Jaelen to try to create some separation. He just don't bite on none of it. A lot of it was really good, if I'm gonna be honest. And I don't know the kid. I'm just a lot of what he was throwing at Jaelen was nice. He's just not biting. We're on a punt team here. Just physical for no reason. He just did that because he wanted to. He was like, move, get up out of here, dog. That's just because he just wanted to. That was fantastic. I love that. He just bullied him just so he could. Why'd you do that, Jaelen? I just kind of want to. Come get it. Peep the instincts. The second he knew, I'm gonna put my foot in the ground and go attack. Ah, fantastic. That's what I'm saying. He's not just a technically sound football player. He is an elite athlete as well. He just so happens to be an elite athlete that has elite technique as well. But he is a fantastic athlete. There's nowhere to throw this ball, dog. There's just never anywhere to throw a football. It is insane. It is insane. Well, now, why would you? See, as an offensive coordinator, I'd have lost my mind. What about this said throw this ball this way? He don't get him off the release. Jalen got hands on him the whole time. He's in his hip pocket, got his head turned around. Why would you throw this football? Good job by Jalen tracking that thing down. Good hands. I I would be very upset. Like, there's a lot of things you could have done, but throwing at Jalen Waters is not a good idea. Mm, he just I think. Hold on. I think that's Dallas Wilson, if I'm not mistaken, who is a very very talented receiver. Is a true freshman at Florida right now. I'm pretty sure it's Dallas. Is it? I think it is. No. Yeah, I think that is. That's a fantastic battle. I know them two have had some just epic battles over the years with each other. I know they've had some crazy battles. So, for those of y'all that are new to Jalen Waters, let me know. What do you think about the newest Miami commit, the four-star cornerback from Armwood High School? Shout out to Armwood High School down there in Florida. What do you guys think about Jalen Waters? Are you excited? Are you happy? Let's look at some of the other commits in the 2026 class from Miami so far. Miami has five commits in the 2026 class. Jordan Campbell, the four-star linebacker, four-star athlete from Miami Carroll City. Shout out to Jordan Campbell, DEFCON to the U. Shout out to DEFCON 707. Had to get that in there. Um, Jordan Campbell is elite, man. He's an all-around athlete, kind of linebacker that he's got sideline to sideline speed coming off the edge. He is crazy. Long arms, physical, explosive, quick, sudden. He's got fantastic bend. Like he's just an athlete's athlete. Jordan Campbell is a dog. I have interviewed him as well, so I have had Jordan Campbell on the channel. So go check that out as well. That interview. Camden Portis, the four-star cornerback from Myers Park, obviously the legacy, the son of Clinton Portis, who committed 1027. By the way, Jordan Campbell is the oldest or the oldest. Let's see. He was the first commit in the 2026 class, obviously because Malachi Tony reclassified. So technically now Jordan Campbell was the first in the class. He committed um, November 21st, 2023. Then and yeah, that's right. Then October of 2027, Camden Portis committed, a four-star cornerback from Myers Park. A fantastic athlete, just a great nickel, which is not an easy position to play, by the way, when you're playing DB. And Camden's just fantastic at it. He's got the ball skills, but he's got the physicality to be inside the box and make plays against the run. I'm really excited about Camden Portis. And then obviously you got Darion Coleman. The depending on what site, I'm recognizing him as a four-star quarterback. I don't care what 24/7 is saying. I'm going with rivals and on three. The four-star quarterback from Jones, DEFCON to the U, probably the best, not probably the best arm talent in the class. Some of the best arm talent I've seen in a very long time. Some things he can do with his arm is just kind of ridiculous, man. The ball placement is elite. The zip is crazy. I know them fingers be hurting on those receivers, man. He has some serious zip on his ball. So he committed 7-3, 24. And then Big Ben Cogden, who obviously is one of the newest, the three-star offensive lineman. I'm not even going to try to say this school name because I'm gonna butcher it. But he's from out there in Ohio. Huge kid, 6'7", 285, an absolute massive kid and a wrestler, a dude that has some serious strength. And obviously, just another one to add to the great wall of Mirabal. You know, my love for Coach Mirabal. Shout out to the entire Miami Hurricane staff, though, for landing Jalen Waters. Shout out to Zach Etheridge. Shout out to all the DB coaches, man. Willie Thomas, who is obviously new and has had a relationship with Jalen Waters for years. So big shout out to him. Obviously, big shout out to Coach Heatherman, Coach Cristobal. But as I always like to say on these live streams when we react to these recruits, it's not just the coaches we know. It's not just the position coaches we know. Also, big shout out to Coach Field, shout out to Coach Rump as well. It's everyone behind the scenes too. The recruiting department is more than just the position coaches and the people that we know. It is truly a family and it's a village. When you land a player like Jaelen Waters, it takes a village. You don't land elite players without having an elite staff, and that starts with Cristobal, but it goes all the way down to the newest recruiting intern. So shout out to everyone at the Miami recruiting staff for landing elite corner and Jaelen Waters, the number one corner in Florida, according to me and most people who have seen most of the corners in Florida. Now, that's no disrespect to any other corners in Florida because there are some elite corners down there, man. Some fantastic defensive backs. It's just, in my opinion, Jaelen Waters is the best. And I think he is one of those guys that he's going to make an impact on the team. Whether that's special teams as a freshman, you know what I'm saying. He's one of those guys that he's going to come in, he's going to hit the ground running. He's got a high football IQ, and he's a prototypical corner. He's long, he's physical, he's quick, he's smooth, he's sudden, but he also has a lot of fluidity. I'm not going to say that word again, but y'all know what the word was supposed to be. I just think he's one of those guys that's going to make an instant impact, and I can't wait to see what his senior year looks like. Obviously, he's going to be playing some more offense this year, so that's going to be fun to see. So we'll get to see more of that athleticism because we ain't going to see it on defense because ain't nobody throwing the ball his way. If y'all thought they didn't throw the ball his way this year, I promise you they're not throwing the ball next year. So he's going to play a lot of offense this year, so that's going to be really cool to see. And I would say if you're a 7-on-7 fan, if you're going to be out there at OT7, he will be there with his team with Raw Miami, so you can check him out there too. I'm not sure if most 7-on-7 teams want to test him either. I wouldn't, so I would imagine they don't. But obviously, it's been a bit of an uptick in recruiting lately. Obviously, the spring, young men can come on campus, so we've had a lot of guys on campus lately. 2027 four-star quarterback from North Cobb was on campus. Teddy Gerard lately. Derek Coop, who another friend of the channel, was on campus lately. Jason Lopez, J Rock was on campus, I believe yesterday or today. Another friend of the channel. Darion was on campus lately. We've had obviously some big buzz lately when it comes to recruits being on campus. Blake Stewart, four-star safety, was on campus lately. And you want to keep that momentum going when you land two recruits back to back. You know, it starts building that buzz. Other recruits want to come party. You know, when you land somebody like Jaelen Waters, other DBs in the area are wanting to play with him. So that's probably going to help some interest there as well. Probably help you out at Armwood too, which is a fantastic school that develops great players. So keeping that Armwood pipeline strong. Obviously, we dipped in there last year and got four-star running back Gerard Pringle. And we were high on a few other guys that were on that Armwood team, uh, like uh, like Cam, who is at Louisville this year. Cam White, that is the linebacker, the receiver Tyler Williams, who is at Georgia. So we were in on a few different Armwood kids. Demonte Tim, shout out to Chico, who is a three-star DB at Armwood that I'm hoping is is going to start gaining some interest from Miami. He has been absolutely blowing up on the recruiting trail. I mean, he went from like a handful of offers to like 3 pages of offers right now, and he's just a fantastic defensive back. So I'm really hoping the staff locks in on him next. You want to keep that Armwood pipeline strong. You got Theo Wilson in 2027, who's an absolute beast at linebacker. So, like I said, you want to keep that Armwood pipeline strong. Armwood to the U. Hashtag Armwood to the U. Yeah, shout out to Drip. Shout out to Mr. Waters. He's always been a supporter of me and a supporter of the channel. Has always been someone that just hit me up with advice. Um, just it's just been a good dude. I had some great conversations with him. Some that most of them that have nothing to do with Jaelen. Like it'll just be advice. Like when the channel was first kind of starting to catch some steam, he had called me and was just giving some advice on how to navigate who to not just who to interview, but why it's important to give this platform to kids and to make it feel more professional, make it feel like it can be a part of their brand. And he was just always good with giving me little tidbits, little advice. And he's fun to talk to because he's a Florida fan. So I give him shit. He gives me shit. Um, Especially last year because he knew a lot of he knew a lot of players that Florida got. I say y'all to any Florida fans that's watching this. He knew a lot of players that y'all got that I liked, that I was close with. So he gave me a lot of shit every time, like when like for B Lou and Nashon and things like that. But Drip's a fantastic guy, great guy. Like I said, he's just always been someone that's been great to pick up the phone and give advice. And sometimes it's not even advice; it's just like how you doing, how you been, how's the channel going, how's life. So, was talking to him the other day. We was just talking ball, talking, and then we started talking about other players like Drip. As much as he obviously loves his kids and promotes his kids, he also is just about promoting other players as well and helping other players get on. He was the one that called me about Theo Wilson. Was like, you got to watch this kid. He's put me onto a lot of players. He's got a fantastic eye for talent. So big shout out to Drip. Big shout out to the entire Waters family, man. I know this had to be a real huge moment, a real proud moment for your son committing to the University of Miami. Um, we're all excited. I think I speak for all Canes fans when I say we're all thrilled that we landed a talent of this level, someone that can be a leader on the field, in the locker room, who's elite in the classroom. He's an elite young man. Like if you don't believe, don't just take my word for it. I'm telling you, the interview's on the channel. You can click it. I've interviewed him here on the channel. As a matter of fact, I'll go ahead and put that in the description for y'all. For those of you that are curious to see what he's actually like, how is he? I will put that in the description. I'll put that in the comments right now. Boom. So you can click that and you can go check him out. Trust me, he's a great kid. Really fun interview. He's charismatic, but also is about ball. Like you can tell when he starts talking about ball, he lights up. He gets excited. He's engaging, and he's a leader. He really does take being a leader serious. He really does take ball serious, and the way he the way he approaches recruiting was very mature too. Like even just talking to him about what he looks for when he goes to schools and like on different offers and building relationships with different staffs. It was a very mature, very grown up way to handle everything. He's never got too high, never got too low. He's literally one of those kids. I'm telling you that it's not just a tape. He's one of those kids that you can tell your younger son do it how Jalen did it. Like he's one of those kids that like if you've got an eighth grader, a ninth grader, or shit, even a freshman or a sophomore, he's one of those kids you can point to and say like do it how he did it, do it with grace, study, work hard, keep your nose to the grind, and become a student of the game. Watch film, not just yourself. Improve on the small things, take criticism in, and really just love the game and give your all to the game, not just on the field, in the classroom, in the meeting room, in the locker room. He's one of those kids that you can go, all right, son, like do it do it how Jalen did it. Watch Jalen. And then you can just turn on his tape and be like, if you want to be good at corner, watch him. Like I said, he's one of those young men that I guarantee you in a couple years, y'all are gonna hear me interviewing young DBs from Florida. And when I ask them like, who did you watch? I guarantee you they're gonna say, oh, I was watching Jaelen Waters when I was on the 7-on-7 circuit, or when I was at Armwood, or when I was playing against Armwood, because he's just so technically sound that he's one of those kids that you can turn on the tape and you can learn something if you're a young football player. So yeah, we're almost at an hour. I'm hungry. I'm tired. My dog is snoring. She's tired. She's hungry. Are you tired? She don't. She's probably done with me for the day. We're unsupervised. The wife's out of the country right now, so we're unsupervised. So she's done with my nonsense. But thank you guys for coming and hanging out. Like I said, I do these every time we get a Miami commit. We're gonna do another one of these either Monday or Tuesday for the offensive lineman Ben Cogden that committed. I wanted to do it this weekend, but then the Jalen one happened, so I was like, oh, since that's the freshest, let's do that one first, and then we'll circle back. We'll do Cogden either Monday or Tuesday. I will make sure I tweet that out. Maybe Tuesday, because I think I'm gonna drop a video on Monday. Um, New videos usually drop every Friday morning on the channel. Sometimes I drop 2 videos a week. If I do drop 2 videos a week, one is Monday morning and one is Friday morning. This way, you get one at the beginning of your week and the end of your week. This week, it will be two videos dropping this week, Monday and Friday morning. It's going to be 2028 elite running back Anthony Howard Jr. from ING Academy and 2027 four-star receiver Miles McAfee. Um, just two absolute elite football players, both of them with Miami offers, if you're curious, Canes fan. Um, but just two elite players. Anthony Howard Jr. is from the Florida area, going to IMG Academy. Miles is out there in Maryland. Plays for Torrey Smith 7-on-7 team. It was a absolute blast talking to both of them. I think you guys are going to really enjoy those interviews. So if you're new here, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. And if you are new, go check out some of the other interviews on the channel. If you're a Miami fan, I have been interviewing Miami commits on the channel for the past couple years. So I mean, everybody from Dylan Day to Luke Nickel, Judd Anderson, Ezekiel Marcelin. Uh, Man, I'm gonna forget names. I've had a large percentage of, of Miami Hurricanes commits on. Like I said, Jordan Campbell as well, Cole McConaughey. Um, there's a lot of these. There's a lot of these. So yeah, I've had a lot of Miami Hurricanes commits on, man, and all the classes going all the way back to the 2024 class. So if you're new here, hit that subscribe button and go check some of those out. Like I said, new videos usually drop every Friday morning. If there is a two video week, it's Monday and Friday. Next week will be a two video week, so Monday and Friday. So we'll probably do a live stream Tuesday night. So it'll probably be some content Monday, Tuesday, and Friday for you guys. And then anytime we get a commit, I usually will go live either the next day or the following day. I try to do it as fast as I can. This way, it's still in everybody's mind, and we can all hop on, do it just like this, hang out, watch his highlights, shoot the shit for a little bit, talk, eat snacks. Usually we be eating snacks, but I don't even have any snacks tonight. I mean, I do, but I don't. But anyway, thank you guys so much for checking this out. If you're not a subscriber of the You Heard podcast as well, new episodes drop every Sunday and Wednesday. Subscribe to the You Heard pod. Wherever you get your podcast at, we got audio as well. So if you're an audio person where you don't like really the whole YouTube thing, you like to put your phone in your pocket, you can find the You Heard Pod on all your audio platforms and your YouTube platform. Hit that subscribe button on the You Heard Pod as well. Me, Ben, Polk, and Joe have a fantastic time talking Miami on the pod. So do that if you're not subscribed. And if you're not subscribed to this channel, please do. Some exciting things are coming this year and next year. We'll be at OT7, so there's going to be a lot of content dropping from OT7, hanging out with DEF CON out there, and all kind of other stuff. Man, just subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed to the channel. And if you are subscribed, thank you for your support. You guys have been rocking with me for a little bit here while I've been doing this nonsense. And so I do appreciate it. I appreciate everybody. Thank you guys for coming to hang out. Love, peace, chicken grease. Be nice to each other. Don't be a troll. Don't be a cow. And go Canes. Just post to end.